Good morning. Welcome to Escoffier Online. My name is Chef Caesar. Today I'm going to be preparing some vegetarian burgers. And I know some of you guys think, well, vegetarian. Well, you don't necessarily have to be vegetarian to make these burgers. They're really good for you. They're tasty. They have a great source of protein. Today I'm using some zucchini, some onions, garlic, some garbanzo beans shredded or mashed, I should say. And also I got some tofu over here. I'm using some, I'm making like a little oriental style. I'm using barbecue sauce, a Korean style barbecue sauce. It's like a stir fry sauce type of thing. And you can use regular barbecue sauce. Also, I'm using some soy sauce, so I'm kind of making a little twist on the flavor. But you can use any kind of vegetables you want. I mean, you don't have to necessarily use these vegetables. You can use all different kinds, and especially now in the summertime, some of us grow vegetables outside. You can make these burgers and freeze them, and then take them out and use them at a later date. So we're gonna start by cooking some of these onions and the garlic and the zucchinis. So I'm going to add a little olive oil to my pan here. A couple of tablespoons here, not too much. And you will see that this is very easy to make. It's not that complicated. Like I keep saying, cooking is easy as long as you enjoy it. And again, I mean, you can. I'm going to have the recipe for you, but you can substitute the ingredients and pretty much follow the same process and use the same quantities, so you can still end up with something great. So I got my olive oil heating up in my pan here. I'm using about like one small onion. If you get a big one, use about a quarter or half, depends how big it is. Okay. And I'm using like a burger bun, but you can eat them, put them in a platter with some cottage cheese, some fresh fruit. I'm gonna show you different ways that you can serve your burgers. And you're going to find out that they're really good, especially if you make them homemade. I know you can buy them already made at the store, but, this way you know what goes into your burgers, and they're fresh, use fresh ingredients. Now I got my garlic here. I got about 2 cloves of garlic I'm using. We want to saute this a little bit to kind of, evaporate some of the moisture. Now I got my zucchinis. I'm using one zucchini. Small, it's not that big, but if you can, if you want to make a lot, you can do that. Just make sure you change your recipe. Now we're going to cook this for a few minutes here. Okay, in the meantime over here, I'm going to start mixing some of my other ingredients. I got my garbanzo beans mashed up here. I also am going to add some of my quick oats, an oat bran, about a quarter cup of each. This is going to help to bind the burgers too, the oatmeal, the oat bran too. So okay, here we go. Now I'm going to add some fresh basil. I got some nice, wonderful basil here. I'm going to cut up some leaves. You can always use dry, but you know what? Fresh works much better. It's going to get a much nicer taste. Okay. I'm going to chop them up real quick. You can use Italian parsley if you don't have basil. It's got a great taste and aroma. Can help you with the burgers too, in case you don't have basil. You don't want to use like a really woody herb like a rosemary, because you want to use something soft, especially for the burgers. Okay. Just chop it up real nice here. Let's keep an eye on the zucchinis over here. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to my zucchinis. Okay, here we go. And you can also use like yellow squash or maybe eggplant instead of zucchini. But you know, you don't necessarily have to use zucchinis. If you don't like zucchinis, I mean, eggplant's a great substitute. Or even some red peppers or green peppers, they're great flavor too. Let it go a little more. So you can be doing a different preparation steps as long as you keep an eye on your zucchinis. You don't want to burn them. So I got my basil almost ready to go in there. Okay, they're almost ready. I'm gonna take them off, set them aside, and keep going with this. The rest of my ingredients here. I want to mix this really nice. So I got the basil, quick oats, and oat bran in here. It looks kind of dry, but I'm gonna some of the moisture from the zucchinis and also some from the tofu. I also want to add some eggs to help the mixture bind together. But you want to kind of incorporate all the ingredients really well. And you can also use black beans. Black bean burgers are excellent too. It's instead of using garbanzo beans, you can use some black beans, and they're wonderful too. Okay. There you go. Okay, now I got my tofu over here. I need to squeeze some liquid out of this because it's really watery. So I wanna, if you have some cheesecloth, you can put it in cheesecloth and just squeeze as much liquid as you can. Okay, put half in here. As you can see, I'm gonna go over here. Take a small amount. And you want to try to squeeze as much as you can here. Like I say, cheesecloth works really good. If you want to keep the tofu draining overnight, it's good too. So you can put it in a strainer and leave it overnight so it kind of drains as much as possible. Okay, I got that there. Then I'm gonna do the other half. This is a great source of protein. And tofu doesn't really have a lot of taste. I'm sure you guys had it before. It's really bland. But we're going to add some more flavors to it. So you're going to end up with some wonderful tasting burgers. You will see. Okay. Put this out of the way here. Now we're gonna break up the tofu here. See. Make sure you break it down into little small pieces. You can even use your hands. And if you were to freeze these burgers, you want to make sure you put some wax paper in between before you freeze them. That way they don't stick together. And then when you get them out, you're able to use them right away instead of, because sometimes you put them all in one container. When they freeze, they're going to stick together. It's going to be really hard to, pull them apart. So you have to kind of wait until they thaw out really well. But if you use a wax paper in between, it works really nice. Now I'm going to add my soy sauce to this. They use about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce to this recipe. Okay. I'm also going to add my barbecue sauce here. Let's apply this together. It looks kind of runny, but once we mix it with the rest of the stuff, it's gonna be fine. Then we're gonna add some eggs too to kind of bind it together. Yes, we have a question. Go ahead.
The question is any kind of tofu okay?
The question was, any kind of tofu okay? Yes, it is. I'm using some light tofu, but you can use any kind of tofu. That's fine. Okay, now I got mixing this in here. Now it's gonna become nice and moist. And I still have to add some eggs. If it gets too runny, you can also use a little more oat bran to kind of take it up a little. And normally you would leave this sitting so all the ingredients kind of get all moist, especially the oat bran because it's kind of dry. But since today, you know, I'm gonna make the burgers right away. But normally you will leave it in the refrigerator for a couple hours so all the flavors come together, and also the the oat bran kind of gets soaks up some of the moisture. And the quick oats as well. Now I'm gonna add the zucchinis and the onions. If you want to add some color, maybe some yellow or red bell peppers would be nice. You can roast them. I mean, you can make so many different things here with these burgers. Okay, as you can see now, the mixture is coming together. It's really quick too. Doesn't take too long. Once you have everything set up and all your ingredients ready to go. Okay. A little more salt and pepper. Now I'm gonna put my egg in there. This is going to help to bind ingredients together. Okay, so put the egg in there. I want to pretty much mix them again really good. At this point, it looks kind of runny because, you know, like I said before, some of the quick oats is kind of dry, but it's going to soak some of the moisture. If you leave it sit around for in the refrigerator, I'm going to add a little more oat bran here because I'm going to make them right away. But normally this is okay because you're going to let them sit, and that's going to soak some of the moisture as well. So, but I have some little oat bran I left here aside, so I'm going to add a little more. That way they're not too runny when I make the patties. Okay. Go be careful, you don't want to get it too thick. Let's see. There you go, that should be good enough now. Now we got our mixture. Put it aside. I'm gonna put my pan in because I'm gonna cook one. Hopefully it won't break down because, you know, like I say, normally you're supposed to leave it sit in the refrigerator for you know, an hour or so. But since, you know, we don't have a lot of time, I wanna kind of make one and cook and plate it for you guys. So we're gonna make a patty. You know, you can, you know, if you got a mold, you can do that. If not, you just make a little patty like this. You know, about 3 or 4 ounces, whatever size you want. Okay. I'm gonna put it in some wax paper right now, so that way it doesn't stick when I pick it up. And then we're able to, you know, grill it or in the flat. This works good in a flat top in your griddle pan. Because in the grill it might, you know, break up. But it would be nice and firm once you let them sit. Right now they're kind of runny because I said before they have to, like, you know, sit for a while in the refrigerator, but they'll be okay once you let them. Okay, so we got a nice patty there. Put this aside. There's Hands real quick. Okay, now I'm gonna try to cook this. I'm gonna add a little more olive oil so we can brown this a little bit. You don't need much. My pan is non-stick, so you don't need a lot of oil in there. Okay. And like I was saying before, I'm gonna put some fresh fruit when I plate it. You know, you don't have to necessarily use a burger bun if you want to cut down on the bread. You can just use this healthy meal with some, low-fat cottage cheese, some fresh fruit. Or if you want to make a sandwich, good. I'm gonna put some avocados, some sprouts. You can make something different, like a burger. You may just treat it like a burger. There's so many different toppings you can put in there, even some barbecue sauce or whatever. It's a lot, versatile. You can do a lot of things with it. Okay, now I'm gonna drop them here. We're gonna let it cook for a little bit so it browns really nice. Yes, we have a question.
They want to know if you can use an egg replacer.
An egg replacer? They want to know if you can use a different, instead of eggs. I mean, you can use like a starch, like a cornstarch instead. Make it a little slurry, so it's gonna, bind it together. But you don't have to actually use eggs. If you just use enough, leave the zucchini a little moist, and then a little more oat bran and oatmeal, it's gonna help to stick it together, so it won't break up. That way, you don't have to use eggs. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna be setting up my plate because you want to serve this really nice and warm when it comes out of the pan. I got my plate over here. Let's see. I'm using a burger bun, so but again, you don't have to. I got some flour and kale. I'm using some fresh fruit today too. You can always use French fries, or potato chips, or whatever you want, but I think fresh fruit goes really well. Got some cherries here. Okay. Okay, you see that? It's really soft right now. Okay. I'm gonna kind of keep it on low. There you go. Also, I'm gonna, yes?
They want to know if you can cook it on the grill.
The question was, can you cook it in the grill? Yes, you can, but in that case, you wanna kind of let them sit for a while, like I said before, so that way they kind of stick together. You can even freeze them a little bit, and then you can put, when you put them in the grill, rub some oil on the burger before you put it on. That way they don't stick. So you can put them in the grill. They work really good too. Okay. Got some Boston leaf. Okay, if you want to make them, you can add a little water here and put the lid so it steams and cooks really quick. It gets warm in the middle. Because you have egg in there, you want to make sure you cook it all the way. Okay. See, I'm using some avocado, so everything is vegetarian. Some avocado slices. Okay. I got some sprouts I'm going to be using too. Okay. You can do some tomatoes. Just set up like you do in a burger. Okay. Okay, we're almost ready to take it out of here. A little more water so it kind of steams and it cooks really nice. Okay. Look at this, it's gonna be nice. Get my avocado slice over here. We're gonna fan it out really nice like this. See, Also, I got some nice sprouts I'm gonna be using here. Look at that. This is gonna make a nice, tasty burger. Let's see. Look at that. Let it go a little more. So it just you can make a bunch of them. I mean, you want to do like a big batch. Like I said before, you can freeze them. They can stay frozen for a couple months. If you wrap them really good so they don't get freezer burn, maybe wrap them in some paper, some butcher paper and some plastic. They will keep for you for a while. So those of you that, have a garden at home, they have a lot of vegetables, that's a good way to, use them up. And this is what it looks like when it's done. It looks like a nice burger. Look at that. Nice and soft. And you guys can do this at home. So simple and so easy. And again, the vegetables, you can change whatever you want. I mean, if you guys don't like, for example, zucchinis, or you don't have to have tofu in there, use just regular vegetables and just follow the recipe, and you guys can do, alter the flavors. I mean, the idea here is to follow the, preparation process. Like I said before, all the flavors can change. As long as you follow the proper preparation technique, you're going to come up with a great, meal, great product at the end. So I want to, if you guys don't have any more questions, I want to wrap this up, and I want to invite you guys for next week, and I'm more than happy to be here again. Thank you and have a nice day.